guys, happy hump day. That's your girl Vitamin E with today's morning vitamin. Today's morning vitamin is titled Humble Beginnings. Okay, many of us came from humble beginnings. Our parents came from humble beginnings. Unless your parents were rich, a lot of our parents came from very humble beginnings. I know mine did, where you know they had to work hard and bust their ass to get to where they are today, and because of them, we are where we are today because of their sacrifice. Okay, and many of us come from humble beginnings, and because some of our situations weren't always kosher. Okay, some of us were living very trifling lives before. We were doing shit that we had no business doing. We were making decisions that were always bad decisions that we had no business making. Some of us was wallowing in filth. We were in the gutters. We were gutter snipes. Let's just keep it real. Some of us was out here hoeing hard. You know what I'm saying? Some of us out here was doing fraud, lying, sleeping with people's husbands, just being nasty for no reason. Some of us were not always at our best. In fact, some of us were at our worst at times. But through the grace of God, and because of somebody who saw something in us that we did not see in ourselves, they were able to encourage us and speak life into us and invest in us. And because of that, we are where we are today, right? So I'm coming down to my main point right now. It's this: a lot of us that have come out of our situations because somebody extended grace, mercy, and compassion towards us to make us the person that we are today. And you would think that, having been gifted with that type of gift, that we would sit there and extend the same courtesy and the same mercy and the same grace and the same compassion to other people. But that's not what we do, though. We get up there and we become successful at whatever it is that we're doing. And now all of a sudden we gain this arrogance. Level up, boss up. I can only be around bosses. I can only be around people that's doing this, people that's driving a certain car, people that's making in a certain income bracket. Are you fucking kidding me right now? Seriously? So now you got your nose high up in the air, sitting on your high donkey, looking down at other people, telling people to level up, boss up, because you a boss, and you can't bother to surround yourself with commoners because now you're the queen. And it's like, girl, if somebody didn't extend that mercy and that courtesy and that compassion and didn't invest in you, your ass will still be in a pig pen. So you really need to humble yourself. I get not wanting to sit there and relive your past because you are a different person, you done changed, and you don't need nobody throwing your past back in your face because you're a changed individual. I understand that. But at the same time, you have to understand your past is still your past. Shit that you do, it doesn't just get erased just because you done changed your ways and you done found religion, you done found God, and you done found Christ, and you became a new person. It doesn't go away. Like, some of us don't have amnesia. We was there for all the fuckery. We were there. And we're not holding it against your head. We're not judging you. But when you sit there and you judge other people and act like you're better than other people, like you can't even be bothered to sit there and extend the same grace and compassion and invest in somebody else so that they too could rise up and get to the level, that you're at right now, that makes you a real fucked up individual. I ain't even gonna lie to you. It really does. Because you would think out of all people, you should know how it felt when people wrote you off, when people discarded you as trash, when people didn't even see you. They saw right through you. They looked through you because they felt like you weren't worth shit. And now here you are, having been delivered from that same situation. You're doing the same exact fucking thing. That makes you a piece of shit in my book. And I think that some of you guys need to humble yourself and look back on your past and where you came from and all of the obstacles and the situations that God has delivered you from, because he sent people to show you grace and mercy. That's the only reason why you're here. Because back then, if it was for you, shit, you'd have been a god a long time ago. So stop looking down at other people like you're better than them, talking about level up, be a boss. You're only surrounded by bosses. Because before you was a boss, Shit, you was unemployed. Stop fucking around. Let's keep it 100 up around here. So stop judging other people and stop acting like you're better than, than other people. Because let me tell you something. Pride does come before the fall. It does. And when you get to the point where you start thinking you're so high and mighty, you don't need shit, and you rose up on your own, and you were just an island, nobody helped you along the way, and you so arrogant that you don't want to help anybody else along the way, and you don't want to mentor anybody, and you don't want to show anybody any grace or compassion, guess what? You're going to go right back to that fucking pig pen that you went in. And this time, ain't nobody going to come to invest in you and rescue you because you thought you was better than everybody else. So humble yourself. Think about where you came from. Think about your situation. Think about the people that came and helped you along the way. And find some goddamn grace and compassion in your heart. Humble yourself because every dog has his day. One day, hey, you might be the fire hydrant. But guess what? Tomorrow you could be the dog. Tomorrow's not promised. None of us know what tomorrow's going to hold for us. So treat people right. Stop fucking looking down on people. Because the only time you should be looking down at somebody is when you're trying to help them up. This is your girl Vitamin E with today's morning vitamin. Have a good Wednesday, guys. Peace.